What's up YouTube, how we doing? It's your boy Monte, and today we're going to be doing a quick review into Tommy Richman's newest album, Coyote. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The very first signee to ISO Supremacy, a label owned by Brent Faiyaz, who seemed to blow up overnight with his hit single, $1 Million Baby, has finally come out with his debut album, Coyote. $1 Million Baby dropped back in April of this year, and I was wondering why he didn't just try to take advantage and drop an album around that time. But then I remembered what happened back in April of this year. So I don't really blame him for not dropping an album at the time, and then who knows, maybe he just didn't have an album prepared at the time, right? One thing you don't want to do is rush to drop an album off the sole fact that your single did well when you don't really have anything to accompany it properly, right? So now we're in September, and we got an album by Tommy Richman. At least he dropped this year, and yeah man, I'm excited to speak on it, so let's get straight to it. Tommy Richman sounds like just modern music, or just, you know, R&B filtered through an 80s funk filter machine, if that makes sense to you. It's really different, but it's good in the same way. It has a nice upbeat tempo to him. He's very great with the falsettos. It all comes together very perfectly. If anything, it would kind of draw comparisons, and not completely, don't bash me on this, but to me it would kind of draw comparisons a little bit to Steve Lacy's instrumentals, how it's a lot going on, but it all flows very smoothly. Which I also find it pretty cool because Tommy Richman is only 24 years old. This isn't like an old head trying to draw inspiration back from the 80s, or, you know, that style, you know what I mean? So the fact that he stuck to this type of sound and he finally got picked up by another great creative, which is Brent Faiyaz, who takes a lot of pride in creativity and just doing something different. It all just blends together, and I'm actually happy for him. And I love the direction that ISO Supremacy is going towards in terms of artists. They got Brent Faiyaz, Tommy Richman, and I can't wait to see who they'll sign next. But getting into the album itself though, we start off with a very dope album cover in my opinion. I like the purples in the background. Obviously we got the coyotes right there to kind of like play into the album title. And then we got a vanity mirror also towards the left, which kind of also plays into one of the songs that's on the album called Vanity. And then we got Tommy Richman, who has some sort of probably clown makeup on, which I also noticed he has this type of makeup in his last album cover. I'll put it up here for y'all to see. But yeah, as far as album covers, this is pretty dope. It's different, you know, really not much to say on it. I think it's pretty dope in my opinion. As we move to the album itself, we're met by 11 tracks with 4 features on them. Now personally, I don't know any of these artists, no disrespect. I'm gonna suppose that they're up and coming artists from the DMV area, maybe Virginia where, you know, Tommy Richman grew up, but I don't know any of them and I'm not really gonna get into them. But they're all great features though. I love all the feature songs, especially Tennessee, which was one of my personal favorites. Y'all probably saw me jam into it in the beginning of the video. But yeah, as far as my favorite songs on this album, it's for sure Thought You Were the One. I know he released it a while back. I just initially enjoyed that song a lot. I still think it's probably one of my favorite songs off the album right now. I think he released Whitney probably a day or two prior to the album coming out, which I think is a very dope song. In my opinion, it actually should have been the intro. But Elephant in the Room is pretty dope itself for an intro, subtle way to kick off the album and, you know, the personality of the album. I enjoyed Green Therapy as well on the album, as Tommy Richman really went into a personal bag with this song. Obviously you can tell he's talking about his relationship with his mom and his dad in the song, you know what I mean? I feel like songs like those are really needed in albums. It gives it more personality, it gives it more depth, and it gives it more contrast as well. So I enjoyed that song a lot. I enjoyed Tennessee a lot as well. Shout out to Trevor Spitta and Zachary Moon, bro. They did their thing on that one, man. The song is dope. It got a nice little bounce to it, man. Something that you can play in the car and people really won't be like, who is this dude harmonizing, or some Tommy Richman stuff, you know what I mean? So I enjoyed it a lot. Dope song in my opinion. It really gave off a certain vibe that I heard back in Larger Than Life by Brent Faiyaz, where it just seems like underground rappers just, you know, coming and doing their thing on the song. So it was pretty dope to hear. I enjoyed it. As far as my favorite instrumental on the album itself, it's still gonna be Thought You Were the One. I don't know what it is about it, man. If it's probably Tommy Richman vocalizing over his own instrumental in the chorus, kind of like what Brent Faiyaz does, or it's just the beat itself. It makes me feel like It makes me feel like I'm at prom and I just got ditched by my crush or something like that. I don't know. I love the song. It just hypnotizes me. That's my favorite instrumental on the album, my favorite song on the album. But Whitney, Temptations, and I will say Tennessee also have great instrumentals. Shout out to all the producers that work with Tommy Richman. I love the project. I really think that it was a great work of art. Probably one of my favorite standout projects this year. I think what would really help Tommy Richman's growth from now on, especially with this great album, is just doing features. Showing that you can fit in with the big boys, that you can add value or just add depth to a lot of people's songs, bring them out of their, regular bag. I think that would really just be a big factor in Tommy Richman just being up there with a lot of other bigger artists. But to sum up my thoughts on the whole album, man, I think it was a great debut album. I thought it was just the right amount of songs. Very bold move that he removed $1 Million Baby and Devil Is a Lie. It really just, gave a whole different vibe to the album, just not expecting those songs. And man, I'm gonna give it a solid 7, man. Solid 7, solid 6. Obviously room for improvement. Obviously I see Tommy Richman doing bigger things. But yeah, we just want to kind of set the standard low for now. This is a great debut album. Trust me, great debut album. But see a lot more potential for Tommy Richman regarding future projects and whatnot. So I'm gonna just start off with saying this is a 6 or a 7. I didn't listen to his last album, so I really can't reference it to that. So that's probably why I'm shooting so low right now. But I know his next album is gonna be a banger. As far as first week sales, I really don't know what he's gonna sell first week. Obviously, the hype of $1 Million Baby died down. He kind of released it during a hectic time too. So I want to be generous. I mean, obviously music sales are just low, period. But I want to give him a graceful 25 to 35,000 first week for Tommy Richman. Obviously, Brent Faiyaz, his label, or they're gonna put in a bunch of, they're gonna try to market the album as much as possible. And then also depending on how people are gonna receive the album. But I do think it will not sell past 50K first week. And if he does, that's an insane W. But that'll wrap up my review for this album. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you guys want me to review next. Tommy Richman, great artist, man. I enjoyed the album a lot. Obviously thought you were the one got a chokehold on me, and I can't wait to hear more albums from you, man. So yeah, man, keep doing your thing, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.